Good morning and welcome back to Ralph's Kitchen, where I've got my crock pot heating up with some olive oil in it so my ribs don't stick. I've got a big package of ribs that I put to rub on last night and let them sit in the fridge and marry overnight. So now, if I can get my camera turned around here, now all I have to do is cut them into 3 rib pieces, serving size. That's what I consider a serving size, and throw them in the crock pot to braise for a while. Yeah, you know, I got a shaky table. Alright, we're going to leave this guy at 4 because I don't want a single piece in there. So all my rub is Old Bay seasoning and chili powder. That's all it is. Now, to my ribs here, I will add salt and pepper. Not a lot of salt because the Old Bay has got a lot of salt in it. I've got another 4 rib strip. This is where a serrated knife really comes in handy. A regular knife doesn't like to go through the gristle and cartilage at the end of the bones. So, almost there. I got a backbone piece there. Oh my goodness. I'll cut this off. Cut the end strip. That's a nice strip for somebody. Ooh. This guy's all bone, so he's going in a hole. And then cut this guy here in half. Oops. Where it's convenient to cut in half, that is. And this guy here is all bone, so, oh, maybe not quite. There we go. We got him cut in half. Almost. Like I said, this little serrated knife cuts through this bone pretty nicely, like a saw. So there we go. Now I have a nice pot of ribs there. Put a lid on them. I've got that on high, so I'll cook it for about 2 to 3 hours, and then I will add the sauce. So here we go. Another yummy treat from Ralph's Kitchen. Okay, so while I got my ribs going now, I'm going to make my sauce. I'm going to put a full 1 kg bag of tomato sauce in there. You hear that sizzle? I have my pot nice and warm. Oh crap. Just spilled all over my stove. I hate it when I do that. But let me clean up my mess real quick here. Okay. Clean up my wall too. My goodness, you're sloppy, Ralph. Hallelujah. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit. That's too high. I'm going to cut that down to 60. Until we get this thing going, we're going to cut that down to 60. I'm going to add just a little bit of, add a little bit of chili powder. Maybe a tablespoon. Then I'm going to give it a little bit of the Old Bay seasoning. Maybe a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of that. It's got a good flavor. But this way I don't have to add salt because it's very salty. Then a liberal amount of fresh ground pepper. And then I like to put about a half a cup to a cup of ketchup in it. That's about 3/4 of a cup. And then finally, going to put a pack of dark brown sugar into it. That gives us a sweetness. And we're going to stir that up. Get that brown sugar will work. This will be a very sweet, sticky rib. It's a very sweet, sticky rib. Nice thick, and that makes it stick to the ribs a whole lot better. It sticks to your fingers too, but sticks to the ribs nicely. And that's all it is, a simple sweet barbecue sauce. And now, I'm gonna put the lid on that so it doesn't pop all over and mess my kitchen up again. I'm gonna kick it up to about 120 until it starts bubbling. So, I got it set at 120. As quick as it bubbles here, I'm gonna turn it down to 60 and let it simmer for a half hour to an hour. It's not a fixed time, just to make sure that the spices marry into the tomato sauce very well. You don't want different things in there. You want it to be all one flavor. So we're starting to get a little bubble there. So we'll turn this down to 60, and we will leave it for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'll turn it off and just leave it set until this afternoon when I'm ready to dip the ribs and put them back in the slow cooker for another couple hours. God bless. So I cooked the ribs on high for about 3.5 to 4 hours, and now I'm saucing the ribs. Took them out and dried them real well, and now I put them back in with the sauce, and we'll cook them on low for about another 2 hours, and then just let them rest for a while before we eat them tonight. So there we go. We're all done and copacetic there. Nice pot of ribs there. Like I say, we'll put the lid on them here, and we'll set them to low, all the way over to low there. Yeah. And we'll let them do their thing for about another hour and a half or two. Okay, so while the ribs are doing their thing with the sauce, I've already cut the bitter core out of 2 small heads of lettuce. We're going to cube that. If my camera will stay up, we're going to cube that anyway. Yeah, we're still rolling. Rolling. So we're going to cube that in about 3/4 to 1 inch cubes. And that'll be the base of our salad. So that's one, and then I don't want that bitter leaf there. Cut up the second one. It's kind of proximal, you know. It's not rocket science. It's not precise. You just want them so they're small bite-sized pieces, and so that they'll get a lot of mayonnaise on them. My wife, I know all you Filipinos, but my wife loves her mayonnaise, yep. So, there we've got a pretty good bed of lettuce now. And I put my mayonnaise in at this time. And I think about 1 cup to 1.5 cups ought to do us fine. I want to mix that all into the lettuce real well. That's the only dressing we use, by the way, is just mayo. And of course I only use the olive oil mayo. It's healthier for you than the regular mayo. I like them both, but it's just a little more healthy than the regular mayonnaise. And if you're going to use mayonnaise, don't use the artificial stuff. It saves you a few calories, but it's not as healthy for you, and it just doesn't taste the same. So I think we got a pretty good mix up there. Yes, I washed my hands before I started this. Okay, now we're going to use that lettuce leaf there to wipe that. Now I'm going to cut up one apple. And we're going to cut that into just small pieces. We don't want it to be too small, but we don't want it to be too big. So, you see they're pieces about so big. We're going to put that right in there. Do this other side. That core away, we don't want the core. So that's all the apple in there. And then we're going to use about a cup of walnuts. I don't have any chopped ones, so we don't want to make them too small, but we're going to chop those up a little bit. So everybody gets a little bit of. So there's about a cup of walnuts, and then about a cup of, whoops, get the right bag here. Then we're going to add about a cup of raisins. About a cup of raisins. Then we're going to stir this all up, get that all mixed in before we add our final ingredient. Now, because this has got fruit in it, I could, but I don't add any salt to it. I want to get all the natural flavors of all the different things here working together, and you don't need any salt to take care of that. And now then, we're almost there. Now for the final ingredient, which I forgot to bring in, so I'll be right back. The final ingredient for a Waldorf salad is marshmallows, and that gives it a nice sweetness. And so we're going to get out about a cup to a cup and a half of marshmallows, and that'll be one more. Maybe what's that? And we're going to cut these up into small bite-sized pieces. I haven't found them here, but in America they got the miniature whites. Here you can get the rainbow ones, but they're usually in a shape for putting on the kids' hot dogs, so not big into that. I think actually half's going to be big, half to a quarter. So I'm just cutting them lengthways and then across. Now the reason this is called a Waldorf salad, in about 1938 or 39, someone wanted an unusual salad. And they said, I want something with lettuce and fruit in it. So the then executive chef of the Waldorf Hotel in New York City, he put all of these things together, and this is basically what he made. Was just the mayonnaise, the lettuce, the apple, the raisins, the marshmallows, the walnuts, and mayonnaise. And it became known as the Waldorf salad because that's where it was invented. The chef's name got lost through prosperity, but the salad retained the name of the hotel that he worked at. So, got a little bit of mayo there that hasn't got mixed in yet, so we'll get that taken care of. And then we'll give it the hearty old taste test. That is going to go so good with those ribs. Hallelujah. So here we are. Oh, look at that. Done to perfection. Oh, I wish I had smell-o-vision. Those smell so good. Yum, yum. So all we have to do now is take them over to Ivy's for the kite stream and eat in front of you and make you all jealous. Yeah. Of course, you're going to be watching this after the fact because this is going to be my premiere. God bless.